Hello, everybody. Good evening. Welcome along to your Rabble Live at 5. This is one of these ones where I would normally say, where are you listening in the morning or the afternoon or the evening or whatever it is? I don't think many people will be listening to this show after the day as we're playing football tonight, and we will be back for full match day coverage as well. My name's Martin. I'm your host, and my co-host today is my good friend, my brother from another mother, Bryan. Bryan, how are you?
Yeah, not bad at all. Exciting night. European night at Ibrox is always good, and let's just hope we can actually get a win this year.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? It would be very, very nice. Now, Bryan, we've got Neil saying good evening, right? And we've got Spanky saying afternoon.
This is evening.
5 o'clock's always been evening to me.
Yeah. From 5 p.m. onwards is evening, certainly. I think you can get away with it just before 5 in the saying afternoon, but after 5, you've lost it.
So at 4:59 is afternoon, and then 5 o'clock's evening.
4 p.m. to 5 a.m. you can class as pre-evening.
Well, I suppose he has said aftering, actually. So he's technically, I suppose it is aftering, but I'm going to go with evening. Anyway, folks, yes, Rangers are playing tonight. We've got that to speak about. We've also, something I didn't mention yesterday was obviously the Tribunal has decided that Rangers need to pay £400,000 for Lyall Cameron. Rangers initially obviously wanted to pay 300, and Dundee, wanted over $1 million. I think it was over $1 million. I think, or something close to that anyway. But anyway, it's been agreed at 400k. We'll discuss that. And of course, any questions that you guys send in. Remember, if you're sending in a question, a nice big capital Q at the beginning of your comment so I can differentiate for comments and questions. And finally, before we get going, a big massive thank you to our sponsors, Sol Tire Trading, your professionals with years and years and years of experience in bankrupt stock. If you're looking for something and you can't find it, email the guys at Sol Tire Trading. It's actually... I'm not doing very well at this. It's a brand new email address, which I will put down on the screen for you when I bring Bryan in. But it's sales@soltiretrading.co.uk. Sales@soltiretrading.co.uk. However, the email address on screen is still a working email address, so you still can use that. But contact you guys if you're looking for anything at all, and they will do their absolute best to try and help you out. Bryan, Lyall Cameron, 400k, still a bit of a bargain, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think you said we offered 300k and it ended up being 400k, so we weren't far off the mark. It was just 100,000 of a difference. So, yeah, these tribunal things often get they're never, you're never far off the mark. But obviously, teams are wanting as much money as possible. You know what I mean? We had the same with who was it? Was it Scott Wright? We had a similar situation with him when we got him from Aberdeen. I think we offered, was it 250,000, and it ended up being 300,000 or 350. So it's never usually far away from what the original bid is. It's just a matter of a few thousand. So yeah, and the thing is, we're getting blamed for not paying it, and I'm like, well, it's the SAFA or SPL that's dealing with it. We can't hurry these things on; they deal with it. So we can only act once they've decided how much we're due. So yeah, we were getting pelters saying, "Oh, we still haven't paid for this player." It's not our fault. We're waiting for the sort of the authorities to sort this out, and they've sat on it for 6 months. It's not our fault. So 400,000 is still a good deal. Hopefully the young man will come back from Aberdeen a better player, because obviously he's going to have a few challenges up there, but he's started off well. So all being well, he'll come back a stronger mentally player, and he'll be ready for us in the summer.
400k, I mean, I've got a horrible feeling, and I hope I'm completely wrong in this. I've got a horrible feeling that Danilo's not a fan, right? But even if he isn't, Bryan, surely, regardless of if he comes back for Aberdeen and we look to sell him at the end of the season or whatever, surely we make that money back.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, say if he has a really good spell at Aberdeen, I don't know how many goals he would score. Say he gets 5 to 8 goals. That's a great return. You know, it's all about how he does at Aberdeen now. He's got to go out there and show the manager, look, I'm worthy of a place. I mean, he started off really well at Rangers. You know, he had a really good start, and you were thinking, right, he scored away from home in Europe. You were thinking, right, there's something here. And as you say, there's something in the back of your head is niggling and saying that the role doesn't fancy him, and I'm worried about that because this is one of the players that we were all screaming for in the summer. You know, free transfer, young Scottish player. This is the way we should be going. And when we finally got it, everybody was delighted. So I am in the same camp as you now. I am a bit worried that Danny Rowe doesn't fancy him, and this is a way of him putting him in the shop window and hopefully moving him on the summer. But excuse me, I hope that is not the case because I really wouldn't like to see him go. Because say if Raskin leaves after a good World Cup, Lyall Cameron might be ready to step into that breach. So, you know, we've got to cover.
Or Kavanagh will just pull the wallet out and spend another 10 million on a midfielder. That seems to be the way that we're going now, Brian. It would appear that genuinely money is no option. That's not even the right no object. Thankfully, you're pulling me up once for a metaphor. Money's no object. Money means nothing to these guys.
No, it doesn't. I mean,
at our level, money obviously means something to them because that's why they're billionaires. But I mean, at our level,
no, the money they're sort of proposing and spending, like anything from 3 million to 10 million, doesn't seem very much for these guys. So, but I am worried about the quotas.
That's like me and you going to the shop for a bottle of juice.
Exactly. But I mean, it raises concerns for me going forward as well as regards, you know, Cameron, Curtis going out on loan, and then Souttar's situation. Our Scottish quota is dwindling quite quick, and we've got to be on the ball with that. We can't, you can't just, you know, eradicate your Scottish quota. You need your Scottish quota, so we need to, you know, arrest that decline. We need to either, you know, Souttar signs a new deal, Curtis comes back and is better, Cameron comes back and is better, and then we start looking in the Scottish market for guys that, you know, can progress us forward and make us a better team.
Yes, a good comment. I don't know how if UEFA would accept this, Brian, but if we need to balance the books, we'll sell Matondo to Leeds for 12 million.
Could you imagine?
I mean, surely there's a Thelwell's next Joe Bios's one, does he know?
Aye. Well, when you say he owes us one, well, he's maybe come up trumps with Trinity yet. We might have to owe him a big apology.
Let's discuss that, Brian, right? Because that's actually all I've been hearing the last few days, or maybe the last week, from people is, no, we need to bring a striker in. Now, I'm of the opinion, and again, this is just purely my opinion, that if we only have one more transfer this window, it has to be a centre back, right? That's just my personal opinion. Everybody's opinion is different. But Chermiti, amazing against Celtic, scored his goal at Tynecastle, but we need to keep seeing it from him, and we there's not enough evidence there yet, Brian, for us to turn around and go, he's going to be the answer. He might be. I hope he is. I hope he goes on and scores a barrel load of goals before the end of the season. But we seem to have just forgot about his start at Rangers, Brian.
Yeah, we're very fickle, aren't we? Fan bases are very fickle. We only remember the sort of current and not the past. Yeah, he's got to get that consistency. He's got to do it against teams, you know, the Livingstons, the Dundees. Like Dundee, for example, at the weekend, he's got to look at that game, lick his lips, and think, right, I scored 2 at Parkhead. I can go and score 2-3 against Dundee, no problem. This shouldn't be very difficult. He's got that consistency is the only thing that's letting him down. He's got to get that, you know, down to a T. So yeah, he's showing signs of potential. That's all I can say now. There's little shoots of possibility of him turning out to be a good player, but we've got to as I say, we've got to await these games coming up. As I say, we've got Dundee first at Ibrox. He's got to be looking at that game and thinking, right, I'm wanting a couple of goals in that. And then you've got Majowski, hat-trick in the Scottish Cup, albeit against Annan Athletic, but a hat-trick's a hat-trick. So he'll be confident as well. So it's going to be an interesting selection tonight, who he goes with, because, as I say, Majowski getting his hat-trick in the Scottish Cup, and then Chermiti's been in reasonably good goal-scoring form as well. So it's going to be an interesting one for the manager tonight, and I hope he does go strong, because I'm not a big believer in dead rubber games at Rangers. There's no such thing.
See, Bryan, that's why I wanted, and again, I'll state my position again. I'm 100 million% behind Danny Rule, right? It doesn't mean you can't question individual decisions that a manager makes, but I'm 1000% behind him. But that's why against Annan, I would have had Chermiti and Majowski starting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would have had them starting, and I would have I want them to get at least a couple of goals each year, and that just keeps the confidence flowing, because after he's not scored since the Celtic game.
Yeah, absolutely. I must admit, I thought he would go with the two up top as well. The problem is you've got Chermiti. It's difficult to see where his favourite position is, because he likes to drop deep and collect the ball. Majowski, has been doing similar. So are they two similar players? I don't know. There's not much, as you say, there's not enough evidence to sort of back up any of those claims. So, but I totally agree with you in the sense that I've been screaming out for a centre back for a good while.
A proper
yeah,
a proper with one P, two Ps.
A really good centre half. Is that what you're meaning to say?
Pretty much. That's exactly what it is. And that's it. Tell everybody, Balvini, Martin calling for Danny to be sacked. Poor show. That's it. I am calling on the Rangers Rabble on the 22nd of January for Danny Rule to be sacked. He's not good enough. There we go.
I mean, when you look at our centre-back options, right, you've got Suter now, who's out for a couple of games. We've got Fernandez, who's been performing really well with Suter, scoring, doing reasonably well defensively. Still gives us a couple of heart in the mouth moments, but he's over the piece, very good. De Giga, well, before he went to the African Cup of Nations, he was atrocious. I don't think he's featured since he's come back from the African Cup of Nations. So
he's he's came off the bench. But I mean, yeah. So we're really liking that centre back, and as you say, if we can get a centre back with a degree of pedigree in that centre line, and help the likes of Fernandez, help the likes of De Giga, because obviously Suter's going to miss the next couple of games. So we've got to. I think if we get a forward and a centre half, we're good to go. I really do. And maybe a little winger from the league as well. I think we're all right for wingers. I think we're all right. And in terms of the rest of the positions in the team, for me, we need a right back. We've got Tav and Aarons right now, and you can also play Dujon. I think that is Dujon Sterling's best position. But again, Dujon Sterling, we mention this every day, too injury prone. Aaron's not good enough. Tav passed it. But we do have players that can play that position, whereas, I mean, it's a tricky one. It's obviously it's squad building, isn't it? So they're going to go about it the way that they feel best to go about it.
And I think Danny Rule and his staff have earned the right now to have our trust.
100%, million percent.
I think what we've seen in this this January window, which has only been active for 3 weeks, I think we have to fully give our trust to these guys. They've shown that they can identify a player and sign him. So yeah, I would certainly give these guys the grace that they're going to get things right.
I mean, after the Hearts game, he's turned it right around, which included a victory at Parkhead. So he's got all the credit in the bank. But all the credit in the bank at Rangers, he drops points in 2 games in a row, or he loses a stupid game at home, then the pressure's back on. That's just what being the Rangers manager is all about. A super chat in from our very own William, Mr. Waterboot. Thank you very much. Happy birthday, Sniper. Channel member Sniper is 47 today. So happy birthday to Sniper, who has turned
Sniper's
47.
younger than me. He's younger than
Yeah,
me.
47 years
Yeah.
young today. William, thank
dear.
you very much for the super chat.
Hard people around down south.
Well, I'll bring in this question from our very own Wolf, because there's actually quite a lot of questions come in, Brian. But yeah, we're talking about who starts at the back tonight. Obviously, we'll find out very soon. And we'll be back, I think, 7:15. The match day coverage starts with build up and your watch along for channel members. I mean, in terms of the back, if you just take the centre backs, there's only two I think that can start, Brian, and that's Fernandes and Giga.
I think that's the easiest question answered. It's Giga and Fernandes. Simple as that. There's nobody else. So, no, that's an easy decision.
But if he didn't want to start the two, or for example, I know he said he was going to go with a strong team, so this is a little bit out there, right? But if he said, right, I don't want to risk Fernandes because I need him for Sunday. Is there anybody else in that Rangers team, and it's not their position, but that could slot back in and play centre back?
The only one I can think of is Chugwani. That's the only one I can genuinely think of.
He's not registered.
Oh well, there you go. So no, there's nobody else. He just has to lob him in. Simple as that. There's no option. But I mean, out of the squad that's left, I would have said Chugwani, but if he was available, but he's not available, so he's gonna have to go. He's just gonna unfortunately have to go with Giga and Fernandes. So whenever the ball goes into the box, or there's strikers or wingers flying at Giga, you've just got to put your hands to your face and just hope and pray that he manages to come out on top.
I mean, for me, obviously, Magoma has to start left back because we've no other left backs. So there's your free pick. And the right back is between Tav and Suter. Tav and Aarons, sorry. So,
it's got to be Tav.
But see, this is my question. If you were picking your strongest Rangers team right now, Brian, right, who would your right back be?
Well, it'd be Sterling, if he was fit.
Well, sorry, if you're picking between Tav and Aarons because Sterling's out injured, you're picking Tav, right? Mm-hmm. Now, at the age that Tav's at and what we've seen of Tav, and we've all said his legs look as if they're a bit gone, would you be wanting to start Tav tonight and Sunday? Or would you want to be looking at it and going, well, actually, I think I might play Aarons at right back tonight, so Tav starts on Sunday?
Well, I mean, Dundee at home. I mean, if Aarons can't see out a game at Dundee at home, then he really shouldn't be at Ibrox.
And see this, Tav can play centre half, not on a 2, he can't.
He's good in a 3. He's a right centre
not on a 2.
No. I mean, let's be honest, if Aarons can't cope with Dundee at home, for example, then he really is he's at the wrong club. He should be able to rock up against Dundee at home and see out that game, no problem, without question. I just think sort of European-wise, Tav starts tonight, and I would like to see Aaron start on Sunday against Dundee. I think it'll be the other way about. Well, we'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, but interesting. It will be interesting to see what Danilo does. Stuart Henderson's in there as well with a super chat. Happy birthday, Sniper. Have a good day, old Gene. Yeah, 47 or 48, one of the two. I can't remember. Forever Sniper. Bryan is in his early 30s. I'm just saying that just to annoy him. He's in his early 30s, but don't tell anybody. Right, Aldo is asking, Danilo, will we manage to offload him this January? Can't see it, but we need a striker badly this month if we want the title. Sharmiti did okay at Parkhead, but we need better clinical goal scorers than that. I would be amazed, Brian. I mean, you'd be able to slap me with a fish and I wouldn't even notice if we sold Danilo.
I think the problem we've got here is Danilo's on a chunky wage. Mm-hmm. Danilo's on plus 30k. And your other problem you've got is he is out of contract 2028. So, he's still got a 2.5 years to run. Now, for a club to come in and buy him at the wages he's on and the contract he's got left, that's not going to be cheap. And with the injuries he's had in the form, who's seriously going to come in and buy him? That's the genuine concern I have. He's there's nobody out there that's, with reputable sort of reputation is going to come in and say, oh yeah, we're going to spend whatever millions on Danilo, swallow his wages and pay a transfer fee. There's just no way. So I'm afraid Danilo's probably the hardest out of the ones that we've got in the club to get rid of, just purely because of his wage and his form. There's nobody would seriously touch him, and I wouldn't blame anybody.
I know that Gerrard had 4 strikers,
mm-hmm.
but I would imagine the 3 strikers we've got are on more of a wage combined than the 4 that Gerrard had at the club at the time, which is why I don't think. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I mean, I usually am wrong, right? I just don't think the club are going to go out and spend a lot of money on a striker and then put him on a massive wage, and then you've got 4 strikers at the club on huge wages.
No. I mean, the thing is, it's not as though Danilo didn't have like a decent rep before he came to us. He was scoring goals in Holland. He was doing reasonably well out there. So, and all right, he was extremely unlucky with his first injury he got bashed in the eye. That was, you can't legislate for injuries like that. He was scoring goals. He was chipping in nicely. He scored the winner in the 90th minute against Hearts, I believe, way back when he was first signed. So he has an eye for goal. I do believe, like, inside the box, he is an excellent finisher, but he just never looks fit, does he? He just doesn't look mobile enough, and I don't know if that's lack of confidence or what, but it is a worry, as I say, and I'm just really not seeing him leaving anytime soon. I just can't see anybody coming in and paying decent money for him.
I mean, if you want to be ultra positive, you could say with Scott Wilson coming in, there might be a wee bit of a rejig as to how we're going to play, and the strikers might get more service.
Possibly. That is, because Scott Wilson said that in his press conference. He likes to, either assist or take shots at goals. So he's in that sort of frame that he's wanting to help the team and make things happen. And maybe Scott Wilson's this guy that can come in and unlock defences and see the runs. So I'm
actually just thinking, Brian, if you've got Olsen/Wilson on the right, and you've got Mikey Moore on the left, and we bring in a proper top-notch striker, I mean, that front three wins you the league. It does.
Speculate to accumulate.
Mm-hmm.
Big carrot at the end of this season. Win the league, automatic qualification, Champions League, potentially. Massive carrot. Go for it. Although
I still maintain that we need a centre back before we need a striker, albeit we don't know what Jermaity's going to give us this season.
No, defences win your leagues, don't they?
Yeah, they absolutely do. Do we believe, this is for channel member John Hall, do we believe our next recruit will be a Marquee signing? I mean, I'm going to just go with yes, because I want to be happy, Brian.
Put it this way, I'll not, I was going to say cornflakes, but I'll certainly not do it to anybody's dinner tonight. No, I'm of the opinion that Kavanagh's going to go big again. I think he's got a bit of an inkling that things are going in an upward trajectory. He's now in the mindset of a lot of fans that a little bit of a speculation will accumulate to something big at the end of the season. So he's maybe going to take a punt and say, right, maybe this January we'll try and do a good majority of business, and then the summer we reassess everything and see how things are then. But the summer is completely changed if you win the league and you're in the Champions League, because there's no qualifiers to come back for. You don't have to come back from your holidays early. Players will be happy because they're getting their holidays. There's all that positives from winning the league and getting in the Champions League. So for me, that's the massive thing now. We've got to see this January window out. We've already got we've got 3 in so far, 3 quality ones from what I can see. And if we get another 2, a centre half and a striker, then wow, I'll be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, there was his names went right out my head, but there was obviously some rumours swirling about today about another Danish boy we were interested in. Apparently that's just been agent talk. Apparently, there hasn't been any interest from Rangers. Say that again.
Jens Dahl.
Yes, that's the one. From what I'm hearing, and don't take this as gospel, folks, but from what I'm hearing, there's been no interest from Rangers.
So it's no ITK, no?
No.
Okay.
No. I would only ever say it's in the know if it was genuinely in the know. And that's what Singing the Blues is asking. Is there any truth in our links to Jens Dahl? I don't think so. Doesn't mean there's not. It really doesn't mean there's not. But from what I'm hearing, it's just rumours being plastered out there for no other reason than to try and get the player a move. And we seem to be a club that gets used a lot by agents to throw players' names out there.
Yeah, because if they're linked with us, then obviously the team from the other side, them eight, are linked, aren't they?
Yes, this is very true. Ronald's saying we need a poacher, not an all-round striker. You're right. We just need somebody to put the ball in the back of the net. And as Gallant's point here, seen a table for top 5 goal scorers in Scotland this season, and not one Rangers player in it. And that tells you everything that you need to know, I suppose. And I know it's weird that I'm saying I really want a centre back. When you look, we've got the best defensive record in the league, right? or at least we did. I'm pretty sure we still do. But so it's probably counterintuitive in a way for me to say we need a centre back, but I still think we do. And Williams back in with another super chat. This super chat is to stop Gallant gunning. Just ignore Gallant.
That's impossible. That is impossible.
Just ignore him. That's what I do. Just ignore him. But thank you very much, buddy, for the super chat and for the support. And Gallant saying we should pay the 400k in monthly instalments of £5. Absolutely, we should. How are you feeling about the game tonight, Bryan? There's a lot of people, if you're looking up around socials, going, I'm not interested in the Europa League this season. I said it on the morning show today, and I firmly believe it. I think this is a massive game for us. I think this is a must-win game, not to try and get any further in the tournament, but to try and build a little bit of the reputation back, keep the players' confidence going with another win. And you never know what can happen on the final day of the Europa League.
No, we've got to. It's coefficient as well. We've got to keep our heads above the that threshold for the Champions League qualification. So no, you don't want to keep them above the parapet. Keep them above the threshold of the.
Do you know what? Bryan, I'm tired, mate. Right, I'm tired. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine by me, absolutely. But no, we've got to keep it above the threshold for this qualification, because I think it's Olympiacos that are breathing down our necks for the coefficient. There's maybe another team, I can't remember the other team's name, but we've got to win tonight, and as you say, repair that damage that has happened in the last few seasons, where we'd built up such a reputation that teams were really not liking coming to Ibrox, and now they don't think twice now coming. Just
to give people a little bit of insight into it, because Rangers have put a tweet out about the coefficient, that's how much it's been getting talked about, and Rangers will end the league phase on a minimum of 59.25, but a victory for Olympiacos over Ajax in the final match day of the UEFA Champions League will push their total to 60.5. Which makes the results against Ludogorets and Porto crucial to the final coefficient. So if we're talking about, we want to go in and win the league, of course we do. Mm-hmm. But we want to go in and win the league and then get directly into the Champions League. So really, we need a win tonight, Bryan.
That's what I'm saying, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't be holding too much credence for Ajax either, because they're a complete bin fire just now. They're in total disarray. So Olympiacos going to Ajax and winning is not completely out of the realms of possibility. And then we've got to go to Porto. So, I mean, Porto's a difficult place to go. So this tonight is massive for us. This is absolutely huge for us. We need to get a win tonight. I know folk are saying that Europe doesn't matter and all that, and I get that. I do get that, because obviously we can't win. But when there's still coefficient points up for grabs and we need to keep above a certain threshold, then tonight is massive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely is. I think That'll probably do us, Brian, because we are back at 7:15. Just before we go, because we will be back on YouTube straight after the game for full post-match reaction. So make sure you all tune in then. And I will just say as well, a massive thank you to our sponsors, Saltire Trading, your experts in bankrupt stock. Contact them now, sales@saltiretrading.co.uk, and see what you can get. You just never ever know. Just in terms, I know we've not really touched on the midfield, so I think we'll leave it and we'll see what happens when the team lines come out. Have you had your choice, though? Just going back to a little bit about what we were speaking about earlier, it won't be two up front, so it will just be the one. Would you rather have me off scaring there off the back of a hat-trick, regardless of who it's against, or do you think he'll go with Chermiti?
I think he'll go with Chermiti. I don't know why. I just got a feeling he'll go with Chermiti. And it'll probably be Asgard, Diamande and Raskin. I think, with Barron not being there.
Probably.
Personally.
Probably be the same midfield. Well, unless Chukawanu comes in on Sunday. We've always got that option. I suppose we could do that. Just before we go, Brian, quick question for Jordy. 1.5 million for Joe Aribo. Would you entertain it?
1.5 million. How old's Aribo now?
Brian, don't ask me questions I don't know the answer to.
28, 29 would he be? If it's only 1.5 million, I mean, his wages are enormous. That's the problem. You know, he's on about 50 or 60, 70,000 a week at Southampton, isn't he?
29.
So he's 29.
Yeah.
If wages weren't a problem, then for 1.5 million, I think it's a no-brainer. I really do. I think wages are just far too high.
Aye, it's no. I don't think it's a transfer for us. I really don't. No for me. No for me. Right, folks. Well, I hope that you enjoy the game tonight. For all our lovely, beautiful, handsome channel members, make sure you join myself and AN Other at 7:15, and then you've got High Tower taking you through the game at 8 o'clock. And then we're back on public YouTube again right after the game for immediate post-match reaction. So, Brian, mate, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and hope everyone enjoys the watch along with High Tower.
Yes, it's always entertaining. You always get a wee clip out it as well, which is good. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can always get a wee clip out it. Then I can't believe he's took the clip off again.
It's just so petty, isn't it?
He's such a petty man, isn't he? But what he doesn't know, Brian, is that I managed to get a copy of it.
That's one smart thing you always have to do is keep a copy.
So if you want that and more, and you haven't already, then sign up as a member. For as little as £1.99 a month, you can get loads and loads of extra content, including that very watch-along show, where you can get that and more. So thank you very much, everybody. Please do like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff as well. It really helps out the channel. Give us a follow across all socials. All the links are in the description, and we will see you very, very soon. I'm going to play that video again just because I like it.
Na 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 na